Hello, friends. I'm Sam from Sam's Disney Diary. That is the blue-haired blogger himself, Greg, from the Fantasyland News. It is Wednesday, September the 11th, 2024. Thank you for joining us for this week at Walt Disney World Live. Greg, what's going on this week?
Sam, I'm still writing, man. There's so much to talk about. We got Hoop Dee Doo's 50th anniversary. Tron standby queue is coming. The Tree of Life has permits filed for the new Zootopia, Zoo Drama, Zoo something. I'll get the name right by the time we talk about it. Lightning McQueen Racing Academy. Create your own headbands. It's come to the Hollywood Studios. We're going to stick in Hollywood Studios because I want to talk about Woody's Lunchbox and seating in Star Wars Galaxies.
Okay.
Jollywood Nights. We got permits for ice skating rink. We know reservations for Jazzy Holiday. We know the 20 characters and more coming. Plus, Sam, you and I, and now, well, mostly I, know the best place to go to watch Sunday football while you're at Disney World.
I cannot wait to hear that. Stick around for so much more. Let us know in the comments where you're coming from. And remember, if you're listening on YouTube, you can catch, if you're listening to the podcast, you can catch us on YouTube. Check the show notes for the link. We'll be right back. It is indeed a busy day of news. Another busy week. I'm back in the home office, so to speak, as opposed to being on the road. It was a little interesting last week, pulling that off without my second monitor, which I'm looking at. But anyway, Greg, what's happening, dude?
Did you start us off by Disney?
Yeah, maybe.
It's been a busy week here. It's been a busy day, my
Disney
friend.
Week here. It's a Disney week this week every week.
It has been great. Hey, look, next week we're going to probably talk some Universal because I have renewed my Universal annual pass. Going to go over to Halloween Horror Nights, which you and I don't discuss very much.
We don't, and I have never been to Halloween Horror Nights. So I'll be completely transparent there. Not that I don't want to go, just that I've never had the opportunity.
Man, it is the event in Central Florida. Like, that is where Disney gets put off to the side for a few moments while everybody goes to Halloween Horror Nights. And look, Disney does such a great job with Mickey's Not So Scary that it's just, hey, everybody goes there, but everybody talks about these horror houses. And I'm not a horror guy, so I go over once and go, yeah, that scared me. I'm good.
It'll be interesting to hear what you think then. I we'll talk about that next week. In the meantime, we do have some things going on this week around Disney, Walt Disney World, and one of those not so great news, right? And it's one of those things that, dang it. And that is, of course, the passing of James Earl Jones, the voice of Darth Vader, Mufasa, and so many others. Tony Award winner. I don't even know where you start with this.
Yeah, where do you start with this? The voice of our childhood, I would say.
Yeah,
The first villain I can ever remember.
this
And
is true.
then
You know what? I never thought about that, but you're absolutely right.
absolutely, Darth Vader was the first villain, and his voice was the voice behind it. I learned a lot of really interesting stuff about it. He is an EGOT winner, so Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony Award winner. He
Yes.
won Tonys 2 times, one for a play in the 60s, and then he also got a Lifetime Achievement Tony. He won Grammys for his spoken word for reading the Bible. Of course, he won Emmys for his TV work throughout the years. He was guest star on whatever that Sheldon show was. Third Rock from the Sun. I don't know. I think I got that wrong, but
Somebody's going to correct you here.
absolutely is. He was, and he was. It's sorry to say, he was.
Yes.
The voice of a lot of generations. Look, that voice of Mufasa, Big Bang Theory. Thank you, Holly. Him as Mufasa. Just some of the stuff.
Darth
And it was
Vader.
like, and he wasn't always so severe. He wasn't always like not funny. He was a blast to watch. I got to watch outtakes of The Lion King today. Remember the bloopers they used to show at the behind the scenes of like Pixar and stuff?
Yes, yes.
The Lion King has that, and it's basically him as Mufasa, like warming up his vocal, trying to figure out
that
how
is
to
great.
roar. And he's like, "Ma, me, ma." No, it's down here, deeper, deeper, deep. And it's like, then they cut away to like Zazu doing something funny, and they come back to him. He's like, "Ma, me, ma, moo," and it's just brilliant.
That sounds
One
great.
thing
I'd
that
love to watch
struck
that.
me the most was, and I didn't even realize this until I listened to it yesterday. His monologue in Field of Dreams.
Yeah, I was
Is
going to say that. I did, Greg. That was on my list. My list is Darth Vader, Mufasa, Field of Dreams. That's right there for me. Iconic.
right, and just the work he's done, his body of work. One thing I thought was really interesting was he sold his voice to Reese Feature for Lucas and for Star Wars to use his voice in perpetuity. So
I
we've not lost that voice. We will always have that voice attached to Darth Vader, whatever they do in the future. If they ever bring the character back, if they ever do anything,
well,
I
certainly hope that they do, and that they can come up with yes, Vader better be back. That's for certain. It's
it's
a
that's
Disney
one of those
legend. He's a
losses
Disney
where
legend. It is what it is.
2019 Disney legend. Unfortunately, he did not make it to the ceremony that night. He was under the weather. I always like to bring this up. He found out that he had diabetes type 2 in 2016. And then he was able to advocate for diabetes type 2 at the end of his life. And we don't know what had happened. Look, the man was 93.
Right there. I mean, right there, you just gotta
93.
Right.
So what else can you say except for this is something that like as a kid growing up watching these movies, I don't know how many times I've seen Field of Dreams. Like it would play every Saturday afternoon, or
Sure.
The Sandlot. Like The Sandlot was massive. He like The Sandlot. He played on that Yankees team with Babe Ruth. Like I knew George, and you're just going, man, what a great role he had in that. And then he was in Roots. He was in a bunch of other stuff that is just
stuff. Absolutely. The it just goes on and on. But wanted to say thank you, James, for being the voice of so many things and a Disney legend all the way through. Absolutely love it. And it was interesting in doing some of my research that for the original Star Wars, his name was not in the credits for Star Wars or The Empire Strikes Back. Then come the third movie, he allowed for his voice to be.
He thought of himself as a special effect,
which is interesting, isn't it? He thought that he was a special effect, and gives David Prowse all the credit in the world for being Darth Vader, the gentleman that was in the suit.
Which is great, because I talked to Scott Michelle from the Main Street Mouse yesterday on a podcast, and
yes,
I was like, imagine if they kept David's voice in there. It was like, Oi,
Oh, when you
Luke.
watch some of that, no, even if they dubbed it, it would not have been right.
Oi, I am your father. Like it just doesn't hold the same gravitas as
That's right.
James
That's right.
Earl Jones doing "I am your father." Like it's
All right.
brutal. Oi,
Let's
I'm from Yorkshire. It's the
let's
worst
move
English
on if we
accent ever.
can.
Sorry if I offended anybody.
Let's move on for a second because back to the Hoop Dee Doo Revue, which is celebrating 50 years at Walt Disney World. Have you experienced the Hoop Dee Doo, my friend?
Sam, there's one thing here at Walt Disney World that there's two things at Walt Disney World that Greg has never experienced. One of
Okay.
them is Victoria and Albert's,
Okay.
and the other is Hoop Dee Doo Musical Review.
We need to fix that second one. The Hoop Dee
Holly
Doo.
and I have been trying for so long.
Well, it's
to
back.
go.
It was down for COVID for a little while, but celebrating 50 years, the Hoop Dee Doo has captivated audience with its blend of timeless entertainment, food, and joy. Lively performances fill the air with laughter, music, and a sense of community where the show's signature dishes, crispy fried chicken and barbecue smoke ribs. And by the way, it absolutely, Greg, will answer the question for you. How much fried chicken can you eat?
Sam, little do you know, I can eat a lot of fried chicken. Give me a little bit of hot sauce. This has always been, and tell me if this is true. Now, I don't eat strawberries. I'm allergic to them. But apparently this strawberry shortcake dessert is one of the best desserts at Disney World.
It is good. I am going to say about the strawberry shortcake the same thing that we said about a couple of the desserts around World Showcase recently for the Food and Wine Festival, which is I would much rather have a scoop of ice cream than the whipped cream that it comes with, but that's okay. There it is right there in our montage. It's good, definitely. Fresh strawberries, shortcake, whipped cream.
So dessert. You know me, Sam. I can be a little bit of an attention seeker.
Yeah, of course you can.
Have always wanted to be the guy who is handed a washboard in the audience.
You can do that. You can be the person pulled on stage to be part of the part of the show. Another thing that I think is kind of cool, because not only is it all the chicken you can eat, it's all the drinks, which includes alcohol. At least it did when I experienced this before COVID. So it's all the beer you can drink too, right?
And I don't think that's in case anymore. Disney don't do that anywhere.
Well, but see, the thing to remember is it's only like 90 minutes that you're in there. It's not like you're there for a long time.
Sam, I've walked around Epcot with you. I know how much we can have.
Well, but here, just let me say that if you are the guy going, oh, I need another beer, and you continue to say that, they will bring you a pitcher of beer and put a straw in it and put it right in front of you and say, here you go, sir. Is this good?
Wait. Is this from experience, sir?
I'm not saying for certain that it is, but over in Pioneer Hall, if you have them and ask them enough and continue to bring them back, that's what they bring you, and they say, will this be enough, sir?
Excuse me, miss. Can I have your pitcher with straw? That's great. This is Hoop Dee Doo is classic Disney, right? If I think of Disney World and I want to go eat one place, I want to take my family there. I want to go to Fort Wilderness. That is opening day. That is 50 years. It's just a 50th anniversary Disney. So it didn't open with Disney World. It's 2 years behind or 3 years behind.
It opened in 1974 in June, and it was just a temporary little thing to try to get people to come over to this newly built Pioneer Hall. They didn't have this previously, right? And they were trying to get some people to come over. They didn't know what to do. Somebody threw together a skit, and they had a bunch of college interns that did this for college credits. And
it's summer stock, man. That's what it is.
It was a 6-month thing for not even 6 months. I don't have the exact date, but it was for the summer of 1974, and then it stuck. And the first official show started in September of 74, 50 years ago, and it's been running ever since, with the exception of COVID, of course.
Yeah, and it was great. Like they were able to bring back some of the old cast members and kind of do some of the old skits and stuff. But no, this is actually top of my list. I will be able to see this way before I eat at Victoria and Albert's. So this is actually going to be done probably in the next month or two.
That's awesome. I would do it. It's been a while since I've done this. It's
kind of like Stained last night. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. Since anyway. All right, so I will do this with you. I promise that. Let's head over to Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom, and specifically to Tron, which recently went through a transformation. Not a ride transformation, but a transformation away from virtual queue into standby queue.
Yeah, and so on the 8th was the last day for virtual queue.
So was that last? Okay,
yeah,
just a couple days
a few
ago.
days ago. Yeah. So by the 9th, it opened up. It is not on early park hours, so you can't ride it in that early park hour time, that half an hour that you get in there if you're staying at a resort. It's not part of the early park hours.
Yes.
So it opened at 9 p.m. or 9 a.m. By 9:05, it had jumped up to 135 minutes.
Oh,
and it stayed there for about a minute. And then it dropped back down to sit at 55 minutes all day.
So around an hour. Okay.
I got to say, in my article, I guessed between 45 and 60 on the daily average. It would be between 45 and 60. And all week, Sam, 45 to 60 minutes, man. This is not a horrible wait time at all.
So you're averaging a little less maybe than Mine Train, right around Haunted Mansion / Space Mountain, maybe? About those
you're hovering just above Space Mountain on average by about 10 minutes. But what we're seeing is it's taking some of the crowd from Mine Train and from Space Mountain and putting them into those crowds. So the other rides are not running as the queue times are not as bad as they were.
Yes.
So we're seeing the queue times being spread out more. Once you pull Tiana's Bayou Adventure off virtual queue also, the times are going to be spread out way more. And now you're going to start seeing what the real wait times are at Disney World.
Yeah,
and people are like, it said 55, they waited 35.
In this, and I can't wait to see that. And by the way, it still does have the single lightning lane, correct?
Yep.
That you can purchase.
You still can purchase lightning lane for it. Lightning lane single pass.
Yes, so that's another option as well.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. Look, this is needed. I think after a year of time, virtual queue can kind of disappear because that initial crush is what Disney's trying to avoid. That 8-hour queue.
They did.
And they did. They did a great job with it. And look, does virtual queue help? Absolutely. But I think you can pull it off of Guardians now slowly. And then
so what virtual queue did is it eliminated the headlines of a 5-hour wait, right? That's what they never wanted.
The last time a ride opened up that was that big was when Hagrid's motor car opened up, and they got to 11 and 12 hours, and every blog out there was going nuts. And Universal kind of took a little bit of a black eye for that. Disney figured out how to get rid of that.
Yeah, they successfully avoided that headline again and again.
This is really helping out times. This is helping out people. I love Tron. Would I ride it more than once a day? Absolutely. I got lucky, and so did you when we did media night.
Right, exactly.
I rode it 9-10 times in a row.
Yeah,
back to back to back, and I got it out of my system. That's what I love about having the nighttime hours or the after parties is you can ride it more than once. You can ride it during the morning, then you can go back and ride it during the parties. Now you have the option of riding it whenever you want, and the ride is good. You should ride it.
Absolutely good. Yes. And by the way, Greg, I saw that you put some comments up earlier, but I couldn't read them because it was little. But we had some comments on Vader here. The best thing is he sounded smart and controlled. I love that. In one of the things I read here recently, they talked about James not giving Vader a monotone voice, but not having emotion in his voice.
Yeah.
Being able to voice Vader very clean, very straightforward, without the inflections to make him sound more menacing. And it's such a great twist, and you don't realize it unless you think about it, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly him. He's calm, cool, and collected until the end.
Yes, exactly. And by the way, Mr. Fulton Mars, congratulations on your team winning the softball game. That is awesome. Back-to-back champs. That is incredible. Congratulations.
Congratulations, sir.
Yeah, a couple of maybe a few weeks ago, you told us you were going into that. We wished you luck. So congratulations for certain.
And he got Special Olympics player of the or athlete of the month.
That's even better. Way to go, dude.
Yeah.
Hashtag athlete of the month. That one I can't put on myself at any point in time, but you can.
Yeah, he
All
can.
right, let's jump over to Animal Kingdom, dude, because you broke some news here. Disney filed some some permits for building.
Always with the permits right now down here, Sam. There is so many permits. The person working at the permit office must be like, I'm tired. My hand hurts.
And you know what? I'll give you the 2 and 2 I didn't put together, Greg. You know that Disney's fiscal year is October the 1st.
Yes.
Right? It's also the anniversary of Walt Disney World. And that's usually when the budgets open up to start construction. So that's when shovels are going to hit the ground. So if you're going to do that on October the 1st, which is only a few weeks away, you better be submitting your permit applications now. And I think that's what you found.
Yes, that's exactly it. So there has been permits filed for construction and everything else, construction, lighting, and some demolition over at It's Tough to Be a Bug.
Inside
what I was looking for was inside of the Tree of Life. That is being replaced, obviously, with Zootopia. And I was looking for the name of the show, and all of a sudden, it literally escaped me as I was saying it. It's like Zoo Ventures.
We know the name of it. We got it at D23. My biggest question here in looking at this piece of concept art, which is really all that we've gotten for this, and it shows, the theater and the location in the tree, which is currently where Hopper, the animatronic, is part of the Tough to Be a Bug show. Amazing animatronic. And I just can't wait to see what they do with that section, because it looks like it's the security guard that ends up there. But
it is. And what's great is you also see the shrews down there. Now, Disney Plus released a Zootopia Plus show.
I've not seen that.
It is brilliant. It is absolutely Zootopia, but it revolves around these shrews, basically. Like, it's all the characters. Like the security guard has a whole thing in there where and then he wants to. I don't even want to explain it. And then the shrews, and so you see the shrews in these images, and one of them is like the Godfather, and his daughter is that Italian princess kind of thing. Man, if it wasn't It's like Zootopia, The Sopranos, Zoopranos.
Yeah. Holly's confirming the Hoop Dee Doo. I could potentially do that.
Yeah. She's got to take me.
Love this, Greg. Can't wait to see it. I do
too. So here's what's going on. Animal Kingdom, if you get a chance to get over there, get over now. We don't have a closing date, but we do know that the countdown is on, because we know we have through some of the fall to ride Dinosaur again, Triceratops Spin, enjoy Dino Land, the Tree of Life. It's Tough to Be a Bug. Enjoy them.
Play a game in Hester and Chester's. You could do that.
If that's what you would like to do, Sam, go for it.
I wanted to do the sledgehammer to ring the bell, but that's been broken or closed for at least 3-4 months.
It's like a meet and greet there or something.
Yeah, they sort of put a popcorn stand over top of where you would.
So are they gonna retire Chip and Dale as the Chipmunkasauruses?
That's possible, dude. I mean, I'm gonna say,
What's great is on Earth Day,
costumes.
So Earth Day is the anniversary and the birthday of Animal Kingdom.
Yes, that's true.
Past
April
Earth
17th.
Day, the first time they ever had Nick and Judy. Nick and Judy were out and about in the parks. So I'm hoping we're going to get characters. Right? What?
That's been a couple of years, because I remember Nick and Judy in the parade at Magic Kingdom. They were on a
no. Nick and Judy at Animal Kingdom the first time was this past year.
Okay, got it.
They show up around the parks, but that was kind of like the hint of, hey, Zootopia is definitely coming.
We're coming, and that's great. Clearly, it belongs in Animal Kingdom. Great addition. Have no problem with it. I'm sure they will sell more Nick and Judy plushes than they did Bugs Life plushes.
That's one thing we didn't pull up here. Did you know, by the way, I'm going to skip around for 1 second.
Yeah, go right
We
ahead.
don't have it on here. As of yesterday, they started selling more Tiana's Bayou Adventure plush inside the park. So slowly, Sam, I said in the beginning, I want the band members as plushes.
Yes, that's what I was going to ask. You're talking band members. You're not talking
So
Tiana.
we have the turtle, we have the otter, and we have somebody else. They've 3 of the 10 or 12 are now plushies.
I'm sure Louis is somewhere, right?
Well, yeah, of course. You could have gotten him anywhere for a while now. He's a big sleeping pillow.
Oh yeah, he would be. It's sort of like the Dumbo
Yeah.
pillow pet or whatever they call it.
Yeah, he's a giant pillow pet, just not being called a pillow pet.
He's going to call a Disney plush pillow. Something.
Which, to be quite honest, he's a pillow and a pet. He should be a pillow pet.
Just like Dumbo.
Can you have an elephant as a pet?
A baby one. Could fly.
That can fly. Yeah. All right, then it's a pet.
All right, Disney's Hollywood Studios. You headed over there to do something that I bet you hadn't done in quite some time.
I went over there to go, and it turned out horribly for me, Sam. And I will.
Oh, I did not know this part of the story.
So I went over to record because I wanted it up on the YouTube channel, and so I went over to record. I took the GoPro. I took my camera.
Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy, for those of you listening.
Yeah,
so,
and of course, you want to get the outside. You want the memory of the whole thing.
Absolutely.
I walk in there. By the way,
Sunset Showcase, which was originally built as this white or the black box building, as they call it. Right. It hosted a DJ party for a little while. Then it hosted a villains ticketed event. Then it turned over to this Lightning McQueen Racing Academy back in 2019, and it's been that since.
And then outside you have the DJI car, and then you have the Dynaco car, so you can see everything. Inside you see Lightning McQueen's numbers, and then you're surrounded by screens.
Yes.
So I start recording, and a wonderful woman sits down right in front of me and decides to proceed to work on her hair the whole show.
Oh,
so all you see is where Lightning McQueen is just her head.
Yeah.
So my recording did not turn out. But look, I had a great time watching this show. This show is filled with special effects. The animatronic is great. The story's cute. It just got lost. This is one of those shows that just got lost.
It's good. Look, kids loved this when this first came out. This came out right before Cars 3. It was sort of done in promotion of that. It's set after Cars 3. Really cool. Was it Cars 3?
Yeah, Cars 3. Because it has the school bus from Cars 3.
Yes, it's done. It's set after that, but it's a great thing. When it first opened, they had a sort of a dance party out front with the DJ. They had dancers and singers that would come out. That didn't last that long, but that's okay. It's a great use of the room.
You're going to
see now.
The show, it'll go back up. So October 7th, I think we were talking about earlier. Will be the last
7th is the last lap of Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy. It opened on March the 31st, 2019. And an all-new live show featuring dozens of Disney villains will take the stage at the Sunset Showcase venue. Breaking through the magic mirrors will be Cruella de Vil, Captain Hook, Maleficent, and many more. We also see Jafar, the Queen of Hearts, Scar, and Ursula in some of the concept art. This looks to be cool.
Yzma, which is a big deal. Like, people are ready for.
Now remind me, Yzma is the villain from
Emperor's New Groove.
Thank you.
Yeah, people really love Yzma down here, so that's pretty cool. We will see Lightning McQueen again. Guarantee you, he will go over to the Magic Kingdom.
He's going to be in Magic Kingdom. He's got lots of work to do over at Magic Kingdom. That's for sure.
He's got a lot. He might as well get his construction buddies and figure that out. This is a great show. This is going to hold people over while Villains Land gets built. You'll see Cars open in 2027. You will see Villains by 2028, 2029. So
that sounds, we don't have those dates yet, but that sounds.
They're not official dates, but this is going to hold people over and get the villain vibe back.
It's going to hold people over.
You were telling me before that there used to be a villain show here prior.
Yeah, there was a ticketed event that was here in the evenings after hours at Hollywood Studios. It lasted probably 4 or 5 months. It was a show that traveled a little bit too, if I remember right. I don't remember the name of it. If anybody remembers, please throw it in the comments. But I forget what it was called.
Villains After Dark.
No, that was a Magic Kingdom. But yes.
That was an after hours
this
event.
looks great. I mean, you have a stage, you have lots and lots of, I'm sure each of those pictures that are framed are actually screens that are going to be interactive.
I have been in that black box. Go back to the other picture. Yeah, that is a lot of audience for that small stage.
And I thought the same thing.
And
unless we're sideways, unless we're looking at it sideways inside of that arena.
I don't think we're looking at it sideways. I think we're looking straight on, and that's a lot of people in that place.
That's a lot of people in there, yes. This is concept art.
It looks great. Just seeing Magic Mirror, Cruella, there you go. You went through all of them. Hades,
and it looks like it really looks like an effect where the magic mirror is going to come to life, and hopefully we see some villains kind of walk through the mirror or something like that.
Yeah, you know what was cool was the mirror, and whoever did the voice for D23 for Magic Mirror when he kind of broke in at the end. And
yes, when they announced Villains Land. Yes.
I think that person needs to do the voice again, and I hope it's that version of the Magic Mirror we see, because I thought that was great, man. I think they did a great job. So yeah, I am excited for this to a certain extent. I guess yeah. I mean, we got so much going on over Hollywood Studios. Monsters Inc. is coming. We don't know where it's actually going. So we don't know what's going on with Rock and Roller Coaster. We don't know what's going to go on with a lot of different areas over there. We're kind of just guessing right now. I don't like to play the speculation game. So I haven't done an article or anything.
Times that we like to play that game, and maybe not.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah. So, but I'm excited. It's exciting.
Yeah. Definitely miss James Earl Jones, Daniel, for sure. 100%.
Oh,
all right.
What a legend.
Also at Disney's Hollywood Studios and Animal Kingdom, you've noticed this new, it's Disney catching lightning in a bottle again when it comes to merchandise, which they've done every once in a while. And it is these create your own headbands, which you and I have talked about before for Disney Springs and Magic Kingdom. And now it's expanding and the demand is incredible.
I think you and I think we're together in Disneyland when I turned to you at some point and went, I don't understand why this article is doing so well.
Yes.
And it was a create your own headbands article. And I talked about Disney Springs. Little did we know that when we walked into Disneyland that day, it would be opening in Disneyland.
At Disneyland Park. It was right in Main Street. And I remember walking in, Greg, because there were the tape was on the ground where they would put a queue. And I asked somebody.
There was a queue out the door for create your own headbands. Then we got word that they were going to add in Nightmare Before Christmas. So you're going to get Zero, Jack, and Sally.
Yes.
Then I happen to be over in Hollywood Studios. And what do I run into over in the Pixar? Was it Sunset Boulevard? There is create your own headbands now inside of that store over there.
What was the Pixar store that used to be the counter service that I loved?
Yes, and it used to also be like a villain store for many years.
Yeah, it was a villains. That's the cauldron. I forget what it was, but it was a villain store for a long time. And that's when they had like a candy cauldron in the corner of it.
Yep, that's exactly it, because it was candy cauldron, villain store, whatever.
Yeah.
Loved it.
But that's where these headbands are.
They are there now, and I do believe it's $11.99 to buy the headband itself, right? Then each character is $14.99. And
so it looks like I see 4 characters on one of those.
You can do up to 5, it says.
You can put up to 5. Okay. I'm just looking at the examples because there's a couple that are 2, Pooh and Tigger, and there's one that is 4 of them, which is Mickey, Minnie, Donald, and Daisy. That's 4. But if you could put 5 on it, sure. Are they Velcroed? How are they exactly stuck on there?
I don't, you would think I would have played around with them, but I've just taken pictures of them and I do not know how they're actually on. Like, I think they're attached. It says attached character. So obviously there is.
I wasn't sure if there's a pin or a button or if it's just Velcro or what. But either way,
just so everybody's aware, I did not write about this and I haven't gotten over there. There is another version of Create Your Own Headband at Animal Kingdom that just opened up, and the Disney Springs one, which was at Ever After Jewelry Company.
okay, where is the Animal Kingdom? Do you know?
I don't know. That somebody was like, hey, by the way, get over to Animal Kingdom. They're there. So I'm going to Animal Kingdom tomorrow. I will find out.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Along the same lines, let's continue at Hollywood Studios, because you noticed some new seating area over at Hollywood Studios and you were like, wow, that's interesting. Tell me what you found.
That's interesting. And it makes no sense until today that it makes sense.
Okay, so tell us what you found.
Now,
in your initial reaction.
I'm going to preface this, Sam, by saying I am a Star Wars fan. You just heard me gush about James Earl Jones, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You have heard me gush about Plot 2,
about
about Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Star Wars is so Disney did an amazing job of going, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge is its own entity. We will never break character. It is its own thing. It lives in its own world. So to walk in there the other day and see Toy Story trash cans and Toy Story tables in Batuu really grinded my gears.
Well, how far into Batuu? I mean, how far in are we talking?
Look, it's semantics, man. I am being a little Star Warsy about this, okay? And I admit it's me. It's not you. It's not anybody else.
Well, and I can't really see it from a distance because it looks like it's covering when you come out of Batuu, headed towards Toy Story Land. You sort of go up a hill and it transitions into Toy Story Land. Yep. And it feels like it's come down that hill, but it hasn't really come in. It's not at the garage.
It has come down the hill and hasn't made it past the rock work.
Okay, that's all right. So it's not like it's at the garage area.
Here's my thing, right? And because you're right, it's just barely in there. And logically, you could say that, his neighbor is a Star Wars fan and has Star Wars toys and stuff like that. But I'm sorry, there is a Batuuian light pole and a trash can from Toy Story Land.
I see that. They're right there. I got it. The Batuu light pole, and I understand the clash of the universes right
on there. A side note, and this is important, Woody's Lunchbox has been horrific for seating for many years.
Since it
People
opened.
have complained about not being able to find seating. People have complained about there is not a lot of seating in Toy Story Land to begin with, not a lot of shade. So everybody kind of congregates in that area. So even if you haven't ordered food, you kind of take up a table or you take up space over there. For people who are eating, they don't have a place to sit down. Right. This became I don't want to say overflow seating. Originally, it was overflow seating. But as of today, it is now officially the only seating because they decided to finish the construction, hopefully, that they've been doing for 3 years now on more seating at Woody's Lunchbox.
Okay, so I will give Disney the absolute benefit of the doubt here and say during our slowest time of year, we are going to put temporary seating in the walkway between Toy Story Land and Batuu so that we can fix the problem of Toy Story Land seating at Andy's Lunchbox. Let's hope that's what they're doing, and then it only lasts a few weeks, and then we're all back to normal.
Yes. Sure. Let it. I'm going to give grace on that one. I can, but look, I
had fun with it when it first came out. I mean, I got a text from you with, "Oh my God, what are they doing? This is crazy."
I was angry. I was straight up. I was like, "Don't you ruin Star Wars!" Look, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge was supposed to be you don't break theming. Each individual cast member who works there was given the leeway of coming up with a backstory for their character that works on Batuu. It is a different planet. They had the Halcyon attached to it. Yes. There was meaning behind every little thing they did. But for them, all of a sudden, to just throw seating into the entrance, I went a little mental about it. I've calmed down a little bit. That's all I needed to do. I just needed to breathe and see that they had some kind of master plan.
That's right. Hello, John. Thanks for joining us.
Welcome in, my friend. John, I am so sorry I did not get to see you during the opening day of what are we at? Food and Wine Festival.
We were there. We were both there.
I know, and we were running back and forth and
And we missed John. Next time we'll do a better chance there, by the way.
So it was on me. He texted me and I did not get back to him. My bad, John.
Oh, yeah, apologies there for sure.
You know how opening days are, Sam.
I absolutely do. I think the floating torso may have been the magic mirror.
He's talking in that picture. I had to delete person that was staring directly into the camera while I took a picture.
I completely missed that.
Look, okay, go back a picture.
Hold on.
It's great because it's really there. Okay, no, not that one. Go to the next one.
Well, let me. Okay.
Next one. To the right-hand side.
Oh, right here. Yeah.
The floating torso. My man was looking dead into the camera, and I was like, I got to get rid of him.
All right. So Hollywood Studios. Stick with Hollywood Studios because we are getting closer and closer to Jollywood Nights. Greg, some new things happening, some things that you broke first. Tell me what's new at Jollywood Nights.
Have you gotten your tickets, Sam?
I have not, but it is something that, I went last year and we were there the opening night. Things didn't go as well as they could have gone. Things got better during the extra days. They fixed it. And I think this is going to be a go-to place, especially for a date.
I got my tickets today for opening night, just in case there is no invite this year, because we never count on those things. We're always
not at all.
No.
You're best off.
Yeah. So I got tickets just in case. Jollywood Nights 2024 has returned. Tickets are now on sale. There's three things I want to mention about it. So reservations for Jazzy Holiday, which is inside
you got to
of the Brown Derby.
Yes.
Instead of having to sit there with your phone out and trying to get a virtual queue the minute it drops, like you were trying to get on Rise of the Resistance, as of now, starting September 17th, you can schedule your dining in advance or your queue in advance to eat there for that night.
So that's really just like a dining reservation. You're just making a dining reservation.
Yep.
Okay.
So you can do that now for Jazzy Holiday. You, myself, Jeremiah from Laughing Place, and Lou Mangella.
That's right.
All enjoyed an amazing evening of Tip Top Club, not Tip Top Club, Jazzy Holidays.
Jazzy Holidays.
And,
it was great.
Jazzy
and
Holidays.
There's a video of most of that on Sam's Disney Diary, that background music.
Yeah, and it was the piano player who was playing for us, and they had small snacks and great drinks.
Yeah, it was great. I still struggle with, do I want to spend my time for an after hours hard ticketed event in a dining location?
So last year, yes. This year, not in a million years, because Sam, our next news all comes down to there has been announced 20 or more characters are going to be part of Jollywood Nights this year. They have added way more characters, way more interactions. And let's go through the list of what we know. So last year and returning is Minnie Mouse, Goofy and Pluto, Mickey, Donald, and Daisy, Edna and Frozone will be in Pixar Plaza, Santa Duffy, which will be by Santa's Workshop.
Was Santa Duffy there last year?
He came in after the first weekend. He came in.
I was going to say, I do not recall seeing Santa Duffy.
Right. Along with Santa Stitch appeared that third night because they tried to update the party. So he will be back at Celebrity Spotlight at Echo Lake.
I mean, that must have been the first reappearance of Duffy in a long time because he disappeared from Epcot a long time ago.
Yes. That was the big appearance of Duffy other than a Moonlight Magic.
Does Ollie have a meet and greet yet?
Hold on. I'm getting to everything.
All right. I'm sorry.
Rescue Rangers Chip and Dale will be appearing. Max as Powerline. And then Phineas and Ferb are going to be by Echo Lake. New characters this year are going to be Bo Peep or Lotso from Toy Story will be at the entrance to Toy Story Land. Jose and Panchito from the Three Caballeros will be at Animation Courtyard. Cool. And then Baloo and King Louie from Tailspin.
That's cool.
There is no word on the face of the show. Now, Ollie the gingerbread man, I'm hoping is and more, because and more means you're going to have more than 20 characters. And I count 20, my friend. I want to meet that gingerbread man so bad.
I
He's
mean,
on
what we're
all the
looking at,
merch. He's
this
on everything.
he is. And last year, this is the neon sign that was basically on wheels that they rolled in at the beginning of the night and rolled out at the end. That was really the
I
meet and
missed the
greet.
sign
Was the
last year.
sign.
Totally
I hope
missed the
there's more of
sign.
that.
Yeah. Moving on. So new this year at Jollywood Nights, they are doing a skating show, like ice capades. The problem is, we know permits have been filed for Sunset Boulevard for this skating show.
Okay.
What we don't know is, are they really going to have ice skating on Sunset Boulevard or somewhere around there? Or are they going to have people on roller skates, or is it going to be part of a parade, or
Right,
what?
like
But
inline skates of
the
some sort.
way it's worded sounds like they are going to have a skating rink and an ice capade type show during Jollywood Nights. Now, SeaWorld does this every year for their holiday show. You would think Disney could do it, but Hollywood Studios also doesn't do Jollywood Nights every night. They have every other night.
Well, you could freeze it over with the right equipment, right? It's not an outdoor hockey pond, although you are in Florida.
Yeah, everything's a pond in Florida.
My original thought is, boy, could you do something on the stage where your Miss Piggy and Kermit show was last year?
No.
But this is like on Hollywood Boulevard.
Yeah.
Wonder
Crazy,
if there's a
right?
section like in front of Oscar's garage where you could do something, or are you gonna just have inline skaters come up and down with snow? I'm intrigued and I'm interested to see how they do this.
In front of Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, in front of the Chinese Theater, where the old
there is an elevated platform there. There's an elevated platform.
So you logically could cover that over during the day with plastic and have ice under it and try and keep the ice cool.
Could you? Now, I'd also heard, and I don't know if there's any truth to this, that there was an updated version of Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam going to come this year. Could you somehow integrate that show or ice skating into that nighttime spectacular? Maybe.
Yeah, you absolutely could.
Maybe.
Yeah, you could. I don't know. No, I don't know.
I'm completely guessing, but I don't know if you had heard that, and this is the first time I'm bringing it up.
I've not heard that, nor do I see anything about that. So, and here's what it says. New, gather for a dazzling skating spectacular on Hollywood Boulevard, set to your favorite Hollywood tunes, taking the grace and skill of international champion skaters in the awe-inspiring twist on the traditional ice show, with performances at 8:15, 9:15, 10:20, 11:15, and 12:15 a.m.
And it's on Hollywood Boulevard. I don't like, if they left it vague, I would say, oh, they're doing something in the Indiana Jones stunt show that's going to be related.
Right, because that's closed. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think so. I don't think that's part of Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam because of what you just read. Yeah. I'm very intrigued into what this could be. My thought goes, oh my God, how cool would this have been if they did an ice skating show on the streets of America during the Osborne family lights? Oh my gosh. Could you imagine?
So I have to ask this, because that is a big touchy subject between a lot of people.
Okay.
Are you an Osborne Lights fan? Do you want, like, are you one of those, I wish it was still there? Because I know for many years you and your family did come down.
Oh, we absolutely did it every year. I have looped at Sam's Disney Diary of 3 hours of the Osborne Lights just with a camera going. We did the dessert shows. We absolutely loved that. Am I sad to see it go? Absolutely. I wish they had repurposed it at Disney Springs or somewhere else. But I'm also happy with what we got out of it, which were Star Wars Land and the expansion of Hollywood Studios. So I understand what they did and why they did it. I wish they'd repositioned it. I know that it's ended up someplace else in Orlando.
It is at Give Kids the World Village. A lot of the lights went over there. So it is being put to great use.
And that's great. I really appreciate that. But I think at Disney Springs, it would have been really cool.
There you go. And there's Sam, who has come down here many times for Osborne Lights. I have no opinion on it. I just don't. I have no opinion on the Osborne Lights.
Oh, I thought it was cool. I invested in similar lights that shine at my house during the holidays that are going to go up next weekend for Halloween. So,
wow. Oh yeah. Well, man. But I look at the Christmas stuff and I'm there, Sam. Halloween's over. I don't know. It's only September. Let's go. I need Christmas. I need joy. I need carols. I need hot cocoa.
I understand.
I need it to be less than 95 degrees and 100% humidity.
It's getting there. So we were in the upper 40s a couple evenings ago, and my swimming pool is closed, my friend. So that's what you get up north.
Ouch. That's
and
brutal,
40 something felt good.
Nope, I'm good. You know what? Never mind. I'm good.
I was in in my hoodie and long jeans last night.
There's Holly.
Can
she decorate?
Well, of course she can. Should I send some decorations down if you haven't gotten her any?
Yeah, I haven't gotten her any decorations.
Look at the things behind you. You have plenty.
Those are mine.
Holly, I am trying for you.
This is just some of my popcorn bucket collection.
I am aware.
Sam, get used to how this looks this week, because next week all of this changes, my friend.
Are you going to Halloween Horror Nights next week, or what are you doing?
Well, not on a Wednesday. No, I'm changing my whole background. I got new lights. I got new backdrops. I got new everything. I'm going professional, my friend.
Yes,
look at you with the arcade behind you and the beautiful lights, and you got light on you.
I cannot wait to see. But before you get that, let's fall into magic at Disney Springs.
Yeah, so we went over for Beetlejuice, and I won't say his name the third time.
Yeah, you can't say that again.
No, but I got it at least twice. Yeah, we had such a great day over there that we got and saw the movie early. I think we saw like an 11:30 a.m. showing.
Oh, cool.
We had the dine-in seats, so they laid back and they're heated.
Cool. Yes.
And I wanted to like curl up with a nice hot apple cider and a blanket and was all cozy. And then of course you walk out and it's 95 degrees with 100% humidity, and you're like, what's fall? But yeah, Disney Springs is now decorated fall into magic all over there. Advent Health is now over there 2 days a week doing different things. A lot of the stores.
Speaking of Advent Health, so that was part of the Flavors of Florida thing happening at Springs, right? The Advent Health.
No, Advent Health is okay. So they have a new thing going on at Epcot that we could talk about.
That's what I wanted to touch on, because I know you wrote a blog about it, but I didn't.
Yeah. So Advent Health, Restaurant Marrakesh turns into the Florida. Florida Blue. Is it Advent Health Florida Blue? Whatever it is, Florida Blue Lounge. Okay. And it is free to get into. You just have to go in and download the app, or not the app. You go to Florida Blue, and they have a sign up for you. Give your email. It sends you a pass. And now you can go into the Florida Blue Lounge, which is Restaurant Marrakesh.
Okay.
They have refreshment drinks. They have henna tattooing, sand sculpture.
This was
stuff.
The annual pass holder thing here recently,
yes, and it's free. So anybody can go. They are also the sponsors of the Eat to the Beat concert series that is going on right now.
Are they giving away the wristbands at all for access to the concert or not?
I don't know.
They used to do that. I don't know that they do anymore. So please.
I don't know. So for some odd reason, I know that you have, if you're part of that, you do get access early to the show.
There was a limited amount of wristbands that they would give you to get into the show.
And speaking of shows, this past weekend we had Yellow Card, which premiered.
Oh, that's cool.
A Whole New World, which is the new punk pop song.
How cool is that?
Okay.
Was it cool?
No.
It was okay?
No. it was,
Holly,
how was fine,
it? Tell me in the comments.
Anyway, Yellow Card had the biggest crowd ever.
Bigger than the Fray?
Show.
Was it bigger than the Fray?
Yeah.
Bigger
Massive.
than now. Now this is the ultimate comparison.
Yeah.
Bigger than John Stamos Candlelight Processional. Big.
Yes.
Wow, that's big.
You couldn't walk through America Plaza. It was packed from
Did
all the
they
way
have
back
that?
to.
Oh, that's people watching. How was the standby queue? Which
It went. So normally, if you get to Italy, you're like, oh, this is crowded. You hit Germany, and you're like, I'm not making it into this show.
yes,
It
but
made its way all the way to continental Africa.
okay, because I was going to ask. The fray got right to about the beer stand in Germany.
Yeah, it
And I thought,
was
oh my gosh, I'm never going to get in. But I did get in. I got in.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, there was no getting in. Like it was wall to wall to wall. And look, that new pop thing, the bands that are part of it, they do. I mean, look, they do a great job. It's, you know what it is. You're trying to lure in people who grew up with this music when they were 15. They're now 35. You know what I'm saying? They have jobs. They have kids. They're trying to bring them into the Disney World. So if you want to dance around listening to Bowling for Soup with little baby Susie, you be you, girl. Have fun.
I understand. I do.
I don't get it.
Well, let's go back. Let's see if you get this. Tell me about Disney Springs and 70 Muppet characters. What's happening?
Okay. So the Muppets 70th anniversary is this year, right?
Yes, D23.
And Disney
Parks. Yeah, awesome.
Disney Parks is celebrating, along with the Muppets, by releasing one magnet every week for 70 weeks. Now, these are limited edition magnets. They will only be around for 1 month. So from the day they release it, you have 30 days to buy it. After 30 days, it disappears. Now, 70 times you have to do that.
So I see the first two that you have.
Actually, we have the first three on my.
Two at a time. Two at a time. Hold on.
Yeah.
We got Rolf the dog, and we got
Rolf was number one.
Ralph was number one. And
I
like
New Zealand. How do you not get New Zealand? Like my daughter Rory saw New Zealand, lost her mind. Like, and that was my whole goal. I was just going to go there just to buy New Zealand, and I ended up with 4 magnets. Now,
so let me.
I do want to say
I have
one
questions.
thing. Okay, go ahead.
I have questions. These say August limited release. Does that mean? Yep. Well, you just got them in September though, but these were part of the August release.
Yes,
so they're still available. Late. They'll be available for a while. Eventually, they're going to pull them. But
after
I'm sure that Disney wants to sell them all versus pull them.
Correct.
Pull them.
They don't have a lot though.
And I'm not surprised because you wouldn't want a lot.
Right.
How much are these magnets?
Sam, I have great news about that.
Okay.
Most die cut magnets are around $19 to $24.99.
And that was my fear that you would say that.
These are $14.99.
Okay, it's better.
But I just lost my everything just fell on me all of a sudden. The best thing about these, you can use your annual pass holder discounts on them.
Wonderful.
And what they do is end up being $11.39 per magnet. So
that's still $11.39 times 70 is a lot, but we won't go there or do that math because I think your pictures of them are great.
Yeah, there's a lot of money about to be spent by my daughter.
There is one, and
she's responsible and does some amazing stuff. She deserves all the Muppet magnets she wants.
Oh, I agree. So 1, 2, and 3 are out. 3 appears to be the first September magnet, and that's Pops. Great.
That is Pops, man. Like, and they're digging deep on these characters. Like,
well, 70 of them, I think you need to.
And Pops, come on. And look, we're waiting until we get to the mayhem. Like, it all comes down to the mayhem. Everybody needs the mayhem in their life.
Well, everybody does it. I'm looking at that, the Muppets 70 Years on the right-hand side. That one I like. I would get that just because I think that's cool. But at the same time, you look at it, you got the mayhem, you got Beaker and Honeydew, you got Sam the Eagle, and all the originals, and Kermit and Miss Piggy. I mean, is that number 70? Is Kermit 70? I don't know.
You would think Kermit's going to be 70. If they don't do Kermit is 70, what they need to do is do the Jim Henson puppet that would play in the
Oh,
band.
dude, that is so cool. The one that the
Now,
picture of is in Muppet Vision. Nice.
yup. If you ever remember him playing in he would play the banjo, or he'd play like
I
the
don't.
the whatever. He would, oh my gosh. And he would always, it was him and Frank Oz and Don were the three characters in the band that they designed after
That
themselves.
is awesome.
And so if they do Jim Henson as number 70, I salute you. I will buy all 70.
Where did you find these?
They are at the MADE kiosk. So Marketplace Co-op is one. Tomorrowland, the Tron shop in Tomorrowland, which is was it Launch Depot, I believe it is.
Okay.
And then it's supposed to be an Animal Kingdom at the MADE kiosk that's there.
See, I would think, why don't you have these things right outside of Muppet Vision? I don't get it, but anyway.
Because you don't have a shop anymore.
This is awesome. I love this. We're going to come back to this. May be a weekly thing for us to check in on the latest Muppet, because we'll be looking to see who number 4 is.
Yep. I have to update my article. That is still one of my better articles. I update it every time I get a new magazine. I'm like, by the way,
so are we accurate here? There's 3 of them out, 2 in August, 1 in September.
There's 3 of them. I just checked, and they're still on Pops on the Muppets.com. So if you really want to follow what's going to come out, go to Instagram and follow the Muppets, and it's the official The Muppets.
That's cool.
On Instagram, and they let you know what is going to drop. And so what they do is they'll celebrate that character all week long. And so you'll get to see a reel by it, a post by that character.
Oh, that's cool. All right. I'm following along. I'm following along starting right now. All right. Before we go, because we're over, I want to touch on one other thing. Can I move on?
Please.
We're going to go outside of the parks, because you and I, late last year, NFL playoffs, had a conversation about where do you go to watch an NFL game now that the ESPN is closed. The ESPN Sports Bar was the place to see a game on the boardwalk, walk outside of Epcot, watch a game, then meet the family back in Epcot. I've done it 100 times.
Yep.
And by the way, the Cake Bake still isn't open. That's a complete mistake. I'm not going to talk about that at all. Absolutely hate it. But you, my friend, got to experience a place that is near Disney. In fact, I looked at it this afternoon, and it was an $11 Uber from the boardwalk to the Stadium Club outside the park. So tell me a little bit about the Stadium Club.
And you're talking from the boardwalk. So you're talking 2.5 miles away from Disney property.
It's not that far. And this looks like the place to be, my man.
At all. So the Stadium Club is brand new inside of Caribe Royale, which is off of 535 World Drive. It's the giant pink hotel and it looks like a giant castle that everybody can see. Inside there is Stadium Club. Parking is free as long as you get it validated, and you get it validated at the front stand. The person who takes your order or takes your how many people are sitting, the reservation.
Yeah, the host.
You can walk in, you can find a table, you can call in advance, you can reserve a table. Not only they do Sunday football, they do Monday night football, they do Thursday night football. They're doing the MLB end of the season. They also are doing AEW and WWE pay-per-view events, along with UFC, along with cricket. Like, this place had so many TVs that you couldn't look away from a game being played. That, what you're looking at here, is 2 giant screens, and then that on the bottom, those screens are probably 10 feet tall themselves and encircle in 360 around your head.
That's just...
They have wings, they have nachos, they have bar food, but they have high-class bar food if you want. They have well drinks. They have adult beverages.
It looks like they have some gaming elements, like a driving range or...
So they have a simulation rooms. And here's the cool thing. So you can either book an event and have a private simulation room. And I sat next to the simulation room and I watched them throw footballs. I watched them golf. I watched them throw baseballs. I watched them shoot hoops. You can do
Shooting
almost
hoops, that's interesting. But I
yeah,
did see pictures of the football. It's like the targets are going by, and you're throwing a real football at the virtual targets.
yeah, and then you have different versions. You're like playing Madden 2022 or
Oh, that's
whatever.
pretty cool. That's pretty
It's
cool.
it's massive, and it's just like one of those giant golf screens. Now imagine you see stuff. So what I wanted to say about Stadium Club is this is your traditional sports club, sports bar.
Right.
There's a new thing that's going on a lot where people are building these giant, massive IMAX stadium 4K screens and putting bleachers up and acting like you're at the game.
Yes.
I don't need to act like I'm at the game.
No,
I
I
need to
wanna be
be
in the
around
sports book.
friends. I want to sit next to my friends and be able to taunt the other team and be able to make jokes and have fun. And that's what you can do here at Stadium Club.
This is what I'm seeing here, Greg. This is what the ESPN club should have evolved into. This is what should have gone where the NBA experience was put at Disney Springs.
Yes.
This is a market that you would think Disney would want to capitalize on, especially with ESPN entering sports betting.
You
just
own
makes sense.
ESPN.
Right. Why do you not do this on Disney property? Instead, I am willing to spend the $11 in an Uber ride to get here to watch my team and probably buy drinks less than they would cost me at Disney and make up the
this is a
$11 that I spent to get there.
reasonable place to have adult beverages, and
That's what I expected.
their wings are
I will
excellent.
save the $11 that I'm spending in the Uber there and back. So let's call it $22.
Now,
I am going to make up in
Yep.
the food and drink that
I told you just a minute ago about how they're starting to build these giant 4K screens and make you feel like you're there.
Yep.
Don't put that past Disney on coming up with and using that.
I hope they don't.
concept.
I hope that there's a plan somewhere that nobody's telling us about.
No, because I want to go here. You know what? Yeah, everybody stay there. I'm telling you, we will be going back here to watch games with friends and to hang out watching social games. I couldn't watch a Phillies game there. I'm too
No, I understand.
what's the word? Violent.
You're too Philadelphia is the word. But
Philadelphia comes out to be hardcore during Phillies games and
no, I
Flyers
get
games.
that, but I'm also remembering back to just recently on this past fall, you sitting at a table with me outside of Splitsville while we're watching on this tiny screen, which they put my game on, the Pittsburgh game, and I'm going, this is great, but I would rather be in this place watching it.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. This is absolutely. And look, I want to say thank you to Allied Global and to Stadium Club for inviting us out for this. It was an amazing event. We had a lot of great fun. Sam, at one point they had the UCF mascot named Nitro walking through the crowd with a drum corps, and then they had the Spirit Squad tossing out T-shirts.
So is that because it was a media type thing to kick things off, do you think?
No, I think, well, the outside stuff was, yes. And by the way, you don't have to sit in the bar to watch this. They have TVs outside also.
Oh, that's cool.
This was the special tents and stuff were set up for the media event and for the VIP things.
That's
what
awesome.
happens inside the bar at 9 p.m. We watched it happen. It is what it is, man. It is exactly what it looks like. It's wonderful. It's fun. It's where I'm going to go see pay-per-views of wrestling over there just because I want to watch it around other people.
Right. No, that's cool. And now last week, as you know, I was on the road, and this was Thursday night. You went there for the opening NFL game. I would have gone if I wasn't on the road for work. I might have made an excuse to get there, but either way.
What did I sent you a text, Sam, and I said, this place is a Sam place.
Yes, I will get there eventually. That's for sure. So, Greg, thank you for reporting on it for us. I can't wait to get there.
Yeah.
And this Disney, come on, man. This is what grinds my gears. You know, like the tables outside of Galaxy's Edge. I don't like them not having this type of a place in Disney Springs or at the boardwalk.
I was just trying to look at my calendar. I thought that we had Space 220 before we go on the air next week. We don't. That is Thursday. So
Oh, okay.
yeah.
You do Thursday.
Not much going on this week. I'm going over to Universal this weekend. I will
Halloween Horror
have
Nights, yes.
We are going to report on Universal. Even if I don't get to Halloween Horror Nights, we're still going to report on Universal.
Yeah, get pictures. We'll talk Universal next week. I have no problem
We
with that
got
at all.
lots of stuff going on at Disney World. I mean, so much construction's happening. I love this time of year. I was able to spend some time and just get some stuff done on the back end because we don't get slow times except for like 1 week. And this is that week that I can catch up. You can always get samsdisneydiary.com. Go to my ad on YouTube. Hopefully you're watching on YouTube. If not, Facebook. Sam's Disney Daily on Instagram.
That's right.
You can get me at fantasylandnews.com, Fantasyland News blog on Instagram, Fantasyland News everywhere. There's fantasy and a land and news. Other than that, Sam, end of line.
With that, we'll see you next week, September 28th, same time, same place. Conga Loosh.